Richards-Jagger or Jagger-Richards? With two extremely talented individuals and egos to match, the famous pair often change the order of their names, giving themselves top billing. But what is certain is that the songwriting partnership between Mick Jagger and Keith Richards is the musical collaboration responsible for the majority of the catalogue of the Rolling Stones. The decades and the recreational drugs may have faded their memories, with Jagger and Richards both having different recollections about their first songwriting endeavours. But both agree it was manager Andrew Loog Oldham who originally pushed the two together and encouraged them to put pen to paper. The first original Jagger-Richards song to be released as the A-side of a Rolling Stones single was Tell Me You're Coming Back. The band's first UK single featuring an A-side Jagger-Richards original was The Last Time. Released in February 1965, it went to #1 in the UK and #9 in the US. Every studio record since the 1966 album Aftermath has featured mainly Jagger-Richards songs. So, with almost 5 decades of writing and performing under his belt, does the music business and the Stones still excite Jagger?
What makes it work for me is being interested in what I'm doing and really keen on touring and being excited about getting out there on stage. And also what makes it work for me is the audience and how they're responding and so on. And so, you know, that's what the energy between the two is what really makes it for me.
They have also produced or co-produced numerous Rolling Stones albums under the pseudonym The Glimmer Twins. Although most Jagger-Richards compositions have been collaborations, some of the songs credited to the famous partnership have been solo songwriting from either Jagger or Richards. The Rolling Stones only seem to get better with age, appealing to different generations of music fans.
Some of it you see is like a family thing, you know, where I sometimes ask people, say, well, how did you, get into it? And they say, oh, my older brother, left his CDs or something, and things like that. So then you do get families, and sometimes their families don't always sit together because they're kind of embarrassed to. And I've heard that quite a few times. Oh, my father's going, but I'm not going to sit with them. We're going to sit over there, and I'm not everyone that comes as part of a family, but you do get a big wide group, so it's fun. I think it's fantastic.
Somehow, through the drugs, the groupies and the girlfriends, the travelling and the brushes with the law, Keith Richards and Mick Jagger were able to connect when it came to songwriting, although their personal relationship was tumultuous throughout the Rolling Stones' hedonistic history. Mick Jagger has rejected the suggestion drugs had a negative impact on the Rolling Stones, insisting the band wrote some of their biggest hits while under the influence. But the party atmosphere certainly inspired much of their music, particularly the iconic '72 album Exile on Main Street, and Keith is still ready to rock.
We're looking forward to playing places that we haven't played before. Even though, we're looking forward to see everybody else but it's always like fresh fields to conquer, what I mean? I feel like Alexander the Great.
They've been called the world's greatest rock and roll band. Now, after more than 40 years of performing around the world, the legendary Rolling Stones are still making plans for the future.
Look, we just do what we do. We're not trying to be the biggest or the greatest or anything. We just concentrate on what we do, and maybe that's the reason you can say that we are, but it's not, to us, a major concern.
The Rolling Stones define rock and roll rebellion, and together, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards are regarded as one of the greatest songwriting teams in the history of popular music.